Hello, welcome to this first video in my coverage of Warhammer Fest 2021. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to do anything for this week, but what I saw last night really did have quite a lot of interesting stuff and things we can talk about. Now, I was away for the weekend, so I didn't see the Twitch stream until late last night, but I was sufficiently impressed with some things. I've got some problems with other things which we're going to talk about in a minute. And I thought that broadly, if we get this sort of thing every day this week, we'll be very, very happy. Now, we've got two main categories in today's video. So we're going to start with the Conquerors of Undeath, and then we'll move into Kragnos, God of Earthquakes. There was discussion of a mobile game, the Soul Arena, which I'm not going to cover in this video just because I really don't know enough about it at all. So for me to waste your time on this, it just wouldn't be worth it. So here's all the main stuff that was announced for Conquerors of Undeath. So the top two images and the one in the middle we're going to talk about first, and then the other two I'll give a slight pause there because there's a very, very minor Cursed City spoiler which I'll give people the chance to skip ahead for. So we will start with these models here. Now, these ones have caused a little bit of a stir in the various groups that I'm part of on Facebook and that kind of thing, and the general consensus is that in theory, the principle of these models is fantastic, but the execution is less so. So what we've got is, on the right, we have Luca Vi. She is the mother of nightmares. So she leads into battle the forces of the Avangori dynasty of vampires, and they seek to slake their thirst on the very largest and strongest prey. Now, to the left of her, we can see a Vangorian Lord. So this is a new leader option for Soulblight gravelords. Now, it is the same kit, it's just got swappable parts. I really love the humanoid elements of these, so I'm really hoping that potentially if you buy this kit, you might get the full torso of the one you don't build, so you might be able to do quick conversions for the other ones for a really good new vampire lord. But unfortunately for me, I'm really struggling with the look of these models and realistically how they're going to move. It doesn't look like it's going to be particularly capable of flight because of, you know, that we've got what looks like a bipedal body with arms which uses wings as well, followed by another torso and more arms. It just looks like it's going to be too top heavy to fly, and at the same time, even just general movement, I don't know how it would actually look physically just moving around the battlefield. So I do have problems with this. I love the idea of having a real monstrous form, but I think the execution of this, I'm not a massive fan of it. However, I will say that the individual parts that make up what we've got are really very, very good. So, you know, like I say, the torso and upper part looks excellent for a vampire lord. Everything from the upper torso's waist and down looks fantastic for an undead monster. Looks really, really cool. But I feel like the two sandwiched together just looks like a bit of a rubbish conversion, to be honest. I do have more than a couple of problems with it. But like I say, the principle of having some sort of centaur-based vampire lord is really, really appealing. But the execution I have problems with. Next up, we've got a set of Direwolves. Now, these look really cool again. They've got certain parts of flesh missed off, so that is obviously denoting them as part of the undead forces. But yeah, they're really, really cool models. So you get a pack of 10. They're all different sculpts, I believe. But yeah, really, really terrific looking. Now, there's two models left. The first one I'm going to be talking about does contain a little bit of a spoiler for Cursed City, so if you're not interested in having that spoiled for you, it's kind of inevitable throughout the game, but if you're not interested in any spoilers whatsoever, maybe skip forward about a minute or so. So this monstrosity is Radukar the Beast. Now, Radukar the Wolf is obviously the main antagonist for the Cursed City, and this is his reborn form. So he's vanquished at the end of Cursed City, and he is reborn into this form. Now, interestingly, I've seen a lot of people saying that GW are taking the mick a bit, and that this is clearly a Cursed City expansion, which they have just reconstituted straight into Age of Sigmar. Now, I'm not so sure on that, just because of the size of the base that this thing's going to be on. So you can see there that it is a large figure, and it's also got 2 smaller figures on there as well. I am thinking that this is probably going to be a 50 or 60 mil base, which for me I think is too big to be played on Cursed City boards with the squares that you've got. Now I do have to say that it is a little bit unexpected to have a character from Cursed City pop up in Age of Sigmar in this way and it not be available for that game. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that maybe this is too big. I know that for Blackstone Fortress we had models like the Amble, which I believe sat on a 40 mil base, but I think this looks like it's going to be even bigger than that. So yeah, I'd be very surprised if this was going to be a Cursed City product that's been reconstituted. Now, having said that, I know that there's a lot of different theories out there and a lot of people saying a lot of different things about the ongoing availability of Cursed City. I'm on the fence as to what's going to happen. I'd like to think that it is going to come back, and I kind of do think it will come back, but I'm pretty sure that this will all be cleared up on Thursday. When we get our preview of Warhammer Fest 2021 for the boxed set games, which is going to be on Thursday, I would say that if we don't hear anything about Cursed City, I'd imagine that from that point it's dead. I think that if we do get some info about it, then that will mean that it will continue. I personally think it's going to continue, and I know there's lots of different reasons why people think that it won't, but I think that really Games Workshop have kind of backed themselves into a little bit of a corner here by taking it off of the store, by a few things that they've said on Twitter, in replies to questions about Cursed City. I think it's become far more muddled up than it should be, and hopefully we'll get a more solid answer on Thursday. The final undead character that got revealed is Belladam of Volga, the first of the Virkos line of vampires, from which Radical hails. Now what it says on the article is that she is a vampire ancient beyond calculation and a powerful sorcerer to boot. So she is the oldest vampire with the Virkos line that currently exists. She also has particular power with wolves, so she can command the Direwolves that we saw a minute ago, and it says that she can even curse living mortals to become wolves with a gesture of her wizened hand. Now she's an absolutely fantastic model. I really like this one. Again, ideas of her being potentially a Cursed City expansion and that kind of thing. I don't think so, because again, I think the base at the bottom of this model is too big. Okay, so that is everything that we've got for the undead, and we've got this really good Soulblight Gravelords image here, which shows us all of the new stuff that we're going to be getting. So we can see the Direwolves are on there, we can see the new skeletons that we've got coming, the Vampire Lord down the bottom as well, our new zombies, we've got a smattering of the old stuff appearing in the background, and then we've got our large Vampire Lord waiting there on the right, ready to swoop down on the battlefield. Right, let's move on to the second section of new Age of Sigmar content. So now we've got Kragnos, the god of earthquakes, who gets his own model and his brand new Broken Realms book that comes out very soon. Now the Kragnos model can be used by any destruction force, so that really means that it's going to turn a lot of what they do into seriously heavy hitting stuff. So I was thinking last night, imagine this and some of those uber giants that came out a few months ago just kind of storming the battlefield. I think it's going to be really something to behold. Kragnos model itself is a real beauty, so there's going to be an alternate face on there, so one with the sort of teeth gnashing like you can see in this image, another one with the mouth open like a roar. Now the article on Warhammer Community says, free at last from his mythical bonds, the ancient god of earthquakes, slayer of dragons and force of unalloyed destruction has returned to rock the mortal realms. It also goes in to reveal quite a lot about the Broken Realms book that he's part of, and it looks really interesting because it discovers some of his past, mainly to do with Lord Croak, but it also goes on to reveal some of the other models that are going to be part of that Broken Realms book, which includes the 2 newer Slaanesh models that came out, the couple of Witch Hunters that we saw recently, the new Sylvaneth model, which has got the one that's holding a flute, and Lord Croak himself. So that's it for the Age of Sigmar content. I will be uploading tonight for the new 40k content that gets announced in today's live stream. Now, I do intend to keep up with this all week. The one I'm least interested in really, I suppose, is Black Library, but if enough of you are wanting that content, let me know in the comments and I will absolutely cover it if you guys want it. But yeah, I suppose the one I'm looking forward to most is probably Thursday for the boxed game. The reason for that is that I like Warcry, I like Kill Team, I like Blood Bowl, I like Curse City. So within all of that, I'm sure that I'll get at least something that I'm looking forward to. Be interesting to see. Maybe it might announce what will come after Diachasm, which is the current run of the Underworlds box set game. And we'll see where that goes next, because I think there's only 2 or 3 new warbands to come out, and one of those goes on pre-order this Saturday, so it'll be interesting to see what happens from there. There's also some rumours about Aeronautica getting some more stuff as well. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Thursdays, but really I'm looking forward to everything. And the other one really is the big one next Saturday. What are they going to announce? We don't know what it is. Rumours of returning to the old world, maybe a little bit sooner than expected. There's quite a lot of rumours about that, but I'm very interested to see what it is. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Much appreciated. I'll catch you very soon with another update.